the secret army that never existed. Imagine spending years preparing for the biggest invasion in human history. Millions of soldiers, thousands of tanks, hundreds of aircraft. Your intelligence network stretches across Europe. Your spies risk their lives every day. Nothing escapes your attention. Nothing. Then one morning, the invasion finally begins, and you make the biggest decision of the entire war. The problem is, it's exactly the decision your enemy wanted you to make. Because for months, you had been watching an army that didn't exist. Not tomorrow, not next week, never. The tanks were inflatable. The airplanes were made of wood. The landing craft were empty shells. The radio messages were scripted. Even the famous general leading the invasion was commanding ghosts. It sounds impossible. But one of the most powerful military machines in history believed every single lie. And that lie helped change the course of World War II. This is the unbelievable story of the secret army that never existed. By the beginning of 1944, everyone knew one thing. The Allies were coming. Somewhere, soon. The only question was where. Across the English Channel, German commanders barely slept. Reconnaissance aircraft photographed southern England almost every day. Every port was monitored. Every railway station was watched. Every military convoy was reported. Thousands of intelligence officers searched for one clue. Where would the invasion begin? The obvious answer was Pas de Calais. It was the shortest crossing, the fastest route, the closest point between Britain and France. If you wanted to invade Europe, that's exactly where you would attack. At least, that's what everyone believed, including Adolf Hitler. And that assumption became the most valuable weapon the Allies possessed. Instead of hiding their real invasion, the Allies decided to hide it in plain sight. Not by making their army invisible, but by building another one, a fake one. Almost overnight, military camps began appearing across southern England. Hundreds of tanks filled open fields. Thousands of trucks crowded country roads. New airfields seemed packed with aircraft. Landing craft lined rivers and harbors. Everything looked exactly like preparations for the largest invasion ever assembled. German reconnaissance aircraft photographed it all. The pictures looked perfect, because they were designed to. What those photographs couldn't reveal was that many of the tanks were inflatable rubber decoys. The trucks were made from plywood. Some airplanes had no engines. Others couldn't even fly. Entire camps were carefully staged like movie sets. Fresh tire tracks were created every morning. Smoke rose from fake kitchens. Laundry hung outside tents. Even footprints were added to make everything appear authentic. From 30,000 feet, it looked completely real. But fooling cameras wasn't enough. The Germans were listening. Every day, intelligence officers intercepted Allied radio transmissions. So the Allies gave them exactly what they expected to hear. Thousands of fake radio messages filled the air. Supply requests, training schedules, weather reports, routine conversations, orders from headquarters. Everything sounded ordinary, because ordinary things are often the most believable. German analysts mapped every transmission. The imaginary army grew larger every week. Then came the masterstroke. The Allies assigned one of their most famous commanders to lead this fake force, General George S. Patton. To Germany, Patton wasn't just another general. He was considered the Allies' most aggressive battlefield commander. If Patton was there, surely the real invasion would follow. His reputation became part of the deception. Without firing a single shot, Patton became the commander of an army that didn't exist. Day after day, German intelligence watched. More fake tanks arrived. More fake aircraft appeared. More fake radio traffic flooded the airwaves. Every piece of evidence confirmed the same conclusion. The invasion would strike Pas de Calais. Then came June 6, 1944. Thousands of real ships crossed the English Channel. Paratroopers dropped behind enemy lines. Soldiers stormed the beaches of Normandy. History remembers it as D-Day. But something incredible happened. Even after the invasion had already begun, many German commanders refused to believe it. They were convinced Normandy was only a distraction. The real invasion, they believed, was still coming. So instead of sending every available division to stop the landings, they waited. Hours passed. Still they waited. A full day. Still nothing. 2 days. 3 days. The Phantom Army had done exactly what it was built to do. German divisions remained near Pas-de-Calais, waiting for soldiers who would never arrive. By the time they understood the truth, it was already too late. The Allies had secured the beaches. Reinforcements poured into Normandy. The bridgehead grew stronger every hour. The opportunity to throw the invasion back into the sea was gone forever. No superweapon decided the battle. No secret bomb. No unstoppable tank. Instead, rubber defeated steel. Wood defeated armor. Fake radio messages defeated real intelligence. An army that never existed forced a real army to stand still at the most important moment of the war. Historians still debate exactly how much Operation Fortitude influenced Germany's decisions, but almost everyone agrees on one thing. It remains one of the greatest military deception operations ever carried out. Because sometimes, the strongest weapon isn't the one that destroys your enemy, it's the one that convinces your enemy to destroy himself. And that's how one imaginary army helped win one of the most important battles in history.